Hello everyone and welcome back. As a student pilot, I often hear myths and misconceptions about aviation. Some of them quite often, and today we're taking a closer look at some of the most common and interesting myths to explain them. Welcome on board. Number 1. Turbulence is extremely dangerous. One of the most common fears of some people who will take a flight is the turbulence. Maybe because of the way it feels, turbulence can be something very scary. Maybe because it feels like being on a roller coaster and not everyone likes it. And while yes, it is uncomfortable for everybody on the plane, modern airplanes are designed to withstand even severe turbulence, which is the strongest one you can experience. In fact, as pilots, before every flight, we check a turbulence and weather report that will tell us about how it will be through our flight or route, and we can avoid flying through it so our passengers are comfortable. But sometimes it comes unexpected, but for that, we have several things to do, like changing our cruise altitude and listening to other pilots flying through the same route so they tell us the path to take to avoid turbulence. Now, next time you fly, remember, turbulence is just a messy air on the atmosphere. Imagine it as messy waves hitting a boat. That's all it is. And it is not a big threat since it can be avoided easily, and modern planes are designed to withstand it. Number 2. Alighting can cause an airplane to explode. Another myth people often believe is that alighting can cause a plane to explode in mid-air. This is not possible at all. While alighting can certainly damage the aircraft systems, modern airplanes are designed to withstand them. Look, planes are always flying through the clouds, and a lot of them have static charges, so it is just inevitable to be struck by alighting. It can be actually quite common. The plane works as a Faraday cage, which blocks electromagnetic field to get through it. Actually, have you seen these things on the tip of the wing? Their job is to release all the excessive electric energy if a plane has too much of it, like in the case of alighting. An anecdote from a pilot friend was that there was this passenger on his flight who saw how the plane got struck by alighting mid-air and had to even go to the hospital as soon as they landed. And not because of the lighting itself, but because he got extremely scared. Next on the plane, remember, lightings are not a threat at all. Number 3. Airplane door can be opened during your flight. The doors on commercial airplanes are designed and constructed to withstand the enormous pressure difference between inside the plane and outside in the atmosphere during the flight, which makes them virtually impossible to be opened in flight. When an airplane is cruising at a typical altitude of around 35,000 feet, the air pressure outside the airplane is much lower than the air pressure inside the cabin. The difference in pressures creates a force that pushes the door inward, making it extremely difficult, if not impossible, to open. In addition to the pressure difference, the doors are also held shut by a series of locks and patches that prevent them from being opened accidentally or intentionally. These locks and latches can be only released from the inside either by the pilot or a flight attendant. Number 4. Smartphones can cause an airplane to crash. You might have heard that using your mobile phone or other electronic devices on an airplane can cause a plane to crash. But is it true? Well, short answer is gonna be no. There is no evidence to support this claim. The FAA and other aviation authorities have conducted extensive testing and research on the potential effects of electronic devices on airplane systems and have found no conclusive evidence of harm. So why do airlines still ask passengers to turn off their electronic devices during takeoff and landing? The reason is not related to the potential for electronic device to interfere with airplane systems. Instead, the request to turn off electronic devices such as your iPhone is based on precautionary measures. During takeoff and landing, the airplane is in a critical phase of flight, where pilots need to focus on their instruments and communications with ATC, or air traffic control. As a precaution, airlines ask passengers to turn off their electronic devices during this phase of flight to minimize potential distractions and ensure that everyone is paying attention to important safety measures. Additionally, in the event of an emergency evacuations, passengers need to be aware of their surroundings and be able to move quickly and safely. That's why they even dim the lights. And while the evidence suggests that electronic devices are unlikely to interfere with airplane systems, it is still very important to follow the airline instructions and turn off your devices during takeoff and landing as a precautionary measure. Also, now that there is a 5G network, it is better to be precautious and just put it on airplane mode. Now, this is it for today's video. Please let me know if you have any requests for a video or any doubt. See you next time. Bye bye.